now we will also see how to configure the ADC together with the timer trigger and the injected channel. We'll see now. So here set the timer. So here you can see I'm using just only one channel. It's coming to the multiplexer. If you have more channels, then it will enable only one channel at a time. That is the purpose of this multiplexer. And then the ADC is receiving the input, and then ADC is performing the conversion. And then after the conversion, the result should be moved to the memory here, but it's sending the request to the DMA. It's same like the previous one, but what is the difference here? The difference here is the timer trigger. So after the result is ready, it will not immediately move to the memory with the help of DMA. It will wait for the timer trigger. So the timer, we already set up the trigger signal. The timer will generate the trigger or the interrupt signal for every 3 seconds. So it will generate the, where is my pen? So it will generate the interrupt for every 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. Then this interrupt will come and trigger this ADC. Then this ADC will start to transfer the data from here to here. Or we can also use this trigger signal only to enable this ADC, analog to digital conversion. It means, so whenever I receive this one, then only it will receive the data from here and it will perform the conversion, and then the DMA, and then the data will be moved to the memory. So it will ask the permission from DMA to move the data. Then this will enable the bus and then transfer the data or help to transfer the data. So here you can see set the timer to trigger ADC for every 3 seconds. So the timer is triggering ADC for every 3 seconds. So ADC can be configured in a single conversion mode. Of course, you can also use the continuous conversion mode, but in this example, I use single conversion mode. So ADC can perform only one conversion. At the end of the conversion, ADC will generate the result. ADC will generate the result, which will be moved from its data register. It's already have the data register internally buffer, and then it will be moved from the data register to array. This is the array, memory array, via DMA, direct memory access. So DMA is in the circular mode. It means like whenever you receive the signal, the request, the DMA will generate the permission. And it's just like in the circular mode. That's why we use this DMA in the circular mode. So DMA will always be ready to receive the request anytime, and it will generate the enable or disable permission. So this is the timer trigger, and you can see here now. So here, remember, I'm using only one channel, that is the in6. I'm not using two channels. And then here you can see here, this PS6, it's indicating the ADC1 in6. And then I have only one LED at the output. I enabled, that is the PB7. And so this one we had already seen. This is the data sheet. From the data sheet, you can see the ADC block diagram. The ADC block diagram, we know the ADC have several external input and two internal inputs. And this is coming to the ADC. This is the ADC part. ADC has two channels, that is the injected channels and the regular channels. And then this is the ADC, and then the ADC will, after that, it will send the request to DMA. I think we had seen the same block diagram here. This block diagram. So this is the ADC. We are having more than one channels, 16 channels, 0 to 15, and the two internal channels. And this is the ADC. It has two channels, injected channel. This is the mode, actually, injected mode and regular mode. And it will generate the data, and then it will generate the DMA request. And then this is the clock signal for the synchronization. So the same one, I think we also have here. Where are we now? Yeah. Yes, so now we will go to this ADC and everything else is the same. The timer, we are setting up the timer to generate the interrupt for every 3 seconds. So here everything else is the same. The prescaler value I'm setting to the maximum value, that is the 7200 megahertz. So then 72 divided by 7200, it is 1. For conversion will happen for every 1 megahertz. And you can also calculate the overflow time using the same formula. And here you can see the master slave mode is disabled and the trigger event selection. So update event. It means for every 3 seconds, the event will be updated. So we are now in this the timer mode. The timer will generate. You can see this is the timer 3. We are in the timer 3, so it will generate the interrupt and it will be updated. The timer signal will be given to the ADC to trigger. And now we are in the ADC configuration. You can see here in the top ADC. The ADC, everything is like I am just disabled here. And then the regular, under the regular conversion mode, I enable this one. And external trigger, do I have the external trigger in this ADC now? Yes, because this ADC should react for the external interrupt signals given by the timer. So I am enabling that. So I am just selecting in the drop down menu timer 3 trigger out event. So other than that, and then go to the DMA. Sorry. Where we had been just before. Yes, and then this one is the same, I think. And then go to the DMA settings. In the DMA settings, you can see because this ADC one have to communicate with the DMA controller. And here we are going to have the data transfer between ADC peripheral and the memory. And you can also see the priority. So here everything is, because here we have only one ADC. This is confusing. So here we have only one ADC. So we do not have multiple ADCs. We are using only ADC, one ADC and its channels. So now you can generate the C code and then you can perform the, you can edit the code and you can see how the LED is blinking or not.